Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. But today, we explore the path of the Ronin. You stand in a crowded room holding a drink you do not want, nodding your head in fake, desperate compliance. You laugh mechanically at jokes that are not funny. You swallow your own core convictions to avoid a single second of uncomfortable silence. You tell yourself that you are merely being polite, building strategic connections, or playing the social game. This is a lethal, tragic delusion. You are the fragile pleaser, a modern parasite of social weakness who surrenders his own boundaries because his fragile mind shatters at the first whisper of relational tension. You have traded your sacred autonomy for a handful of counterfeit praise. The profound paradox of your existence is devastating. In your exhausting struggle to be accepted by everyone, you ensure you are respected by no one. You have turned your identity into wet clay, reshaping your character daily to please people who secretly mock your compliance. The unresolved mystery of your systematic failure is not your deep-seated insecurity, but the horrific penalty your soul pays every time you smile at disrespect. A penalty that will be violently exacted at the very end of this path. In the iron-forged, status-driven hierarchy of feudal Japan, a samurai who lost his clan was cast out into a social wilderness. A Ronin. To be masterless was to be stripped of legal protection, rank, and survival stipends. You became a complete nobody wandering the dangerous margins of the Sengoku period. The modern person, however, treats a minor social slight like an existential trauma. You compromise your principles daily to avoid an awkward glance in the hallway, letting toxic parasites walk over your dignity because you lack the iron stomach required to stand outside the safety of the herd. Your consciousness has grown flaccid, submissive, and completely dependent on external permission to exist. Step into a lawless encampment on the muddy outskirts of Kyoto during a torrential midnight downpour. Feel the ice-cold rain mixing with the hot sting of sweat on a scarred forehead. Smell the choking odor of wet charcoal, stagnant mud, rotting straw, and the sharp metallic stench of unpolished steel blades. Within this brutal margin of existence, the Ronin Drifters established an elite standard of identity through a precise system stack: Sutemi, Zanshin, and Foshin. They used this microscopic protocol to survive a reality where fake compliance meant immediate execution. First, they executed Sutemi, the absolute readiness to throw away your life, your comfort, and your social standing for a single sovereign conviction. It is the tactical embrace of total loss. Second, they maintained Zanshin, a state of continuous, unblinking awareness that monitors the environment for strategic threats without absorbing its noise. Third, they applied Foshin, the unmoored, boundless mind that cannot be trapped, anchored, or manipulated by the expectations of others. The mechanics required 3 rigid execution steps. First, the total severance of all emotional obligations to the herd. Second, the deliberate cultivation of a severe, solitary discipline. And third, the absolute refusal to seek permission for your existence. Through this structural stack, the outcast turned social exile into absolute self-mastery. Your chronic people-pleasing is an active act of psychological self-mutilation. The second you seek approval from a group, you hand them the shears to clip your wings. You perform actions you despise, speak words you do not believe, and tolerate disrespect because you are fundamentally terrified of the cold silence of isolation. Your brain panics at the thought of social rejection, triggering waves of artificial anxiety that force you to submit to people you do not even respect. You hide inside the herd because you cannot endure the weight of your own singular presence. To break this addiction to compliance, you must execute Sutemi. Throw away the false safety of your social matrix. Stand firm in your singular conviction and let the counterfeit relationships shatter around you. Kill the compliance. Stop. Lift your head. Do not look away to find a softer reality. Exactly 50% of this transmission has passed, and your highly distracted, insecure mind is already frantically clawing for an escape route, itching to retreat into a comfortable distraction where your spineless habits aren't being systematically dismantled. You are defensive because these cold, precise words are stripping away the noble, diplomatic lies you use to mask your lack of self-respect. You hate this absolute stillness because it exposes your internal emptiness. Stand perfectly straight. Do not flee from the silence. If you click away now, you publicly confess that the crowd completely owns your soul. Stand entirely alone. The final unforgivable cost of your social weakness is complete psychological erasure. When you spend your entire life being what others demand, the true self dies of starvation. The horror revealed at the end of your compliance is simple. When the crowd finally discards your hollow shell, you will look inward and find absolutely nothing left. The masterless Ronin didn't ask the world for permission to survive the winter. They adjusted their armor, gripped their hilts, and walked into the storm entirely on their own terms. True power is forged when you step into the pristine, unyielding isolation of your own absolute standards. Draw your boundary line like a naked blade across the floor. Cut away the toxic parasites mocking your compliance. Step out onto the high-stakes field of execution. Enforce your unyielding metrics when absolutely no one is watching, and reclaim your sovereign right to existence. Sever the chains. Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. Which one are you? Comment below.